So these beautiful slopes you see here, they mark the beginning of projects being undertaken by the government of Kenya. A meter gauge station just next to the SGR station, the purpose of which is to pick the customers from this point to other destinations within Mombasa town. It is actually being unreasonable to use the train at a value in cost far less than the amount now you come to use on your tax. But for instance, in this case, the meter gauge railway will hardly cost more than 100 shillings for a customer to reach his destination. And that means very, very pocket-friendly arrangement. Other than the other time when people will now be forced to pay like 500 shillings extra or even 1,000 shillings for people going up to Mtwapa. Those are the extreme ends of the other side. And this will add more beauty to this SGR station, which is already very beautiful. You can just have a view of this as you move side by side with this oval shaped station. Yeah. Held in glass, just like an egg. So beautiful. So beautiful, my friend. You can't imagine that. And when the interior is even more beautiful. The waiting yards are so comfortable. Yeah. You just have a moment as you travel. This is the exit. As you exit towards the highway, for people using trucks, hired vehicles, this is their exit road. We are approaching the exit gate, and just behind the gate is a collection of very beautiful views. The road is so magnificent, and when you look at the SGR over, but we'll be able to just pick a section, a very important section where we have the protection of the air from tourists, from the terrorists. This is the part of the road where we have a tunnel covered by a very nice sheet to put off the terrorists from striking the planes taking off from the airport, which is just next, just somewhere above this tunnel. And you can see when you are in it, you're so well covered, and that is not easy for somebody to just rest around this area and do harm to our air transport. And there's this illegal actually sticking around this place. If you're found, you're not allowed to stop here. And in case of anything, in case of any breakdown, you're supposed to fix your problem very fast and move out of this section. Otherwise, you find yourself in the arm of the law. Yeah, and ahead of this is a hospital. There is a Air Force base. Behind and below, towards the sea, there's the SGR. So around this section here is a beehive of activities. There's a lot of amenities, and so far the road splits here into a section that goes up. So this is how far we have come. This is a program and project that was run some few years back There's a pipeline carrying all types of gases and fuels to the big reservoirs that are just above this section. I want you to have a view of the Kenya Ports Authority, the magnificent and well-organized Kenya Ports Authority, which is in part actually about handling of cargo at the sea. The vessels that dock here, they are in hundreds of numbers, and the berths are spread from a range of around 20 to 15 kilometers, and the sea channel is long. It was extended some few years back by a Japanese company, and the place is flowered by cranes everywhere, because it's basically an issue of loading and offloading, loading and offloading. The containers are everywhere, but the sections are different. We have the sections for the fuel, we have the section for the cereals and farm produce. We have the section for the industrial elements like metal rolls. We have other containers carrying electronics, clothing, and so on and so forth. The berths are different, so different ships will dock here, and will dock in its respective area where they're going with what they carry. So Kenya Ports Authority has been the main port for the Kenyan Kenyan market for very long, and now Kenya is trying to establish a new port at the Lamu, which will be bigger than this one. But preparations are on the way, the logistics and the arrangements to take on and govern the port very well. Otherwise, the port of Mombasa and the port of Dar es Salaam outshine all other ports around East Africa. Well, you can see the sea line and the stretch of cranes in pairs of 3 going by the points where you have the ships docking. It is actually very interesting because the manner in which Kenya Ports Authority is growing is tremendous, and of course held by some other factors, the port would have grown even bigger and bigger, bearing the fact that it commands most of the port operations around the region, and holding the fact that it serves part of most of the landlocked countries like Uganda, Sudan. We also have Congo, and sometimes Rwanda and Burundi. So with all these markets, there's a lot to be done around Kenya Ports Authority. You can see some of the ship facilities come with their offloading mechanism. So in this section here, you can see this ship is offloading metal rolls, which will be used for industrial purpose by metalworking companies like Devki, and we have others like Doshi, etc., etc. Kenya Ports Authority is also handling fuels for different companies. Like this section is to belong to Total Kenya. It is also handling cereals like the green path you see across there. And the ship that has docked there must be dropping some kind of cereals. So the tunnel is very big, and the ships can dock in hundreds, while the surrounding area is surrounded by a lot of activities. There's Kenya Navy on the other side that says the protection of the port is also in very good position. While on the dry land we have the Air Force, which is just next to the airport, and we also have the other activities going on in the marine system. These are their offices. Their offices are just next to, somewhere in the middle of the port. You have to find the offices, and a stretch of meter gauge railway connecting to all parts of the port. And these are the meter gauge railways that supply or feed the standard gauge station for the cargo, which is at the extreme end of the Kenya Ports Authority. You may see this in my last video, where I showed you the SGR cargo station, which is connecting to it connects the line to Nairobi. So you can enjoy the scenery here. We are having this blue ship is offloading metal rolls, very heavy metal rolls that I am sure will be used for industrial use. And is Rush these companies. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like and share.